Everybody, it's Ken again with XMods Gaming, and today I'd like to kind of review and tell people about the PlayStation Portable, also known as the PSP. And I have one right here. Whoops. And that's what the unit looks like. And yeah, it came out around like 2004, I think, is when I bought it. I think it came out like probably Japan 2003, but yeah, it's a pretty cool unit. Yeah, it basically is a PS2 with, and I'm turning it on right now here. So it's it's just like a PS2 in a way. It has a processor that's a 299, or yeah. Scratch that, yeah, 299 megahertz. So as I putting the game on here, didn't mean to, but yeah, the interface kind of looks like what you would see on a PS3. It has that, I forgot what they called it on the PS3, but it has that interface, and it's a pretty cool unit. It has the USB connection, you can update, it has the internet. It also has a camera. Yeah, there would be like accessories you could put up here. This one that I have is a PSP 1000, which I recommend because things like the internet browser, as you can tell, even I believe the PlayStation Store nowadays is down. And what kind of prompted me to do a video on this is I went into a secondhand store, and I think I found a PSP game, and you know, the kid working out the counter picks it up. PSP, I never heard of that before. What is that? And I kind of told him what it was. He's like, huh, interesting. So other things about the system is it has a memory card, which is a memory stick duo. And this one happens to be a 2 gigabyte. So back then, storage wasn't, storage was expensive around 2004, 2005, whenever this was relevant. And yeah, I mean, this 2 gig memory card, I think I got it from, you know, my wife's grandparents. And, you know, it's just something I just added on my wish list because I was like 25 at the time or something like that. And or 24. I'm like, oh yeah, just, you know, tell them to give me a memory stick duo memory card. That'll be cool, you know. So yeah, and let me show you what the UMDs look like, which is Universal Media Disc. And so they're like little DVDs. Maybe that's too close to the camera. Sorry, I'm not looking through the viewfinder right now. And then you got the door right there. And I would recommend the 1000 just because it has this little slot loading. So you just put it in there and shut it. That's why I recommend this model. This model only has 32 megabytes of memory, as far as random access memory. And the 2000 and the 3000 PSP models have an AV jack. So you get AV cables, so you can actually hook it up to your TV, and it has 64 megabytes of memory, but it uses 32 of that still for system memory. So you're not going to get better game performance, but it was mostly the extra 32 gigs or megs, I mean, was for the kind of just like multimedia functions. And then just because I dropped it down here, these are the PSP headphones. They're all tangled now, and I don't know, they're not the best headphones in the world. They kind of hurt your ears, to be honest. They're shaped like that. They say PSP on them, if you can see that. So, and then what I have right here in my lap is a Logitech case, so that's pretty cool. You just plop your PSP in there, and then you can close the case. And then you can pretty much, which I hardly ever use it this way just because it is kind of top heavy a little bit, but you can open it up and just play it like that. And then what we have behind me here, which, oh yeah, here's another thing I forgot to show. This is the, let me just pop this out here. So on the bottom of your PSP, you have this cool little like headphone jack. And you plug this in the bottom, and then you got your play volume up and down, and then you got your headphone jack up there. So it's kind of, you know, the PSP was ahead of its time, you know. You got, you know, things that are like DVDs. Oh, I didn't even know you can turn it on. So I accidentally turned it on with just pushing these buttons. But yeah, like you can hold the system. So that means doesn't matter what you press on here. You got a little hold switch, you know, got to clip. So yeah, it was ahead of its time because you got DVDs. The UMDs actually are like 1.8 gigabytes, which a typical PS2 game is going to be like 4 to 8. And then some PS2 games are actually on DVDs. Those are the ones with the blue bottom disc. So a lot of people mistake this as supposed to be like a PS3, but a PS3 is a lot newer than a PSP because, you know, PS3 didn't come out till like 2006. So here's some games, and I'll just go through them real quick. This is Solcom, US SEALs, Fireteam Bravo. It's kind of a long title, but it's a good strategy game. So I'll mention a little bit real quick of what these games are. Crazy Taxi, Fair Wars, and you know, it's just a remake of Crazy Taxi. Need for Speed Carbon, yeah, own the cities. So this one is just like Need for Speed Carbon, and the thing about PSP games are kind of like PS2 games, but cut way down. So they don't have the same capacity as your actual full-fledged PS2 games. So PSP games, just because they're on the small UMD discs, and I'll show you what it looks like inside. I prefer to try to get these, you know, case and manuals. The UMDs themselves are pretty flimsy. You know, a lot of people complain because they do crack apart, you know, and the disc falls out of them because they're kind of just encased in that plastic covering. And then Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, which is a cool game. And then kind of like a Namco museum compilation games. I kind of like the compilation. I can't even say that word. Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories. This is another game that kind of is just, you know, a cut down version of, you know, Vice City, you know, kind of like that. So, you know, it is, you know, I was always shocked at what the PSP can actually do, you know, because you can play 3D games more powerful than the Nintendo DS. So that's what sold me on it, and the Vita is pretty powerful as well. So the thing is that people gravitate more towards Nintendo, and you know, the poor PSP and the PSP Vita just get kind of left out in the cold. But actually, the PSP did better than the first gen Nintendo DS. Oh, okay. I thought the delivery man was here. Okay, and then got Twisted Metal, Head On. It's not as good as Twisted Metal Black or any other Twisted Metals. And then, oh, this is a cool game. This is Star Wars Battlefront. What's it? Rogue. Yeah, Squadron. And then you got Pinball Hall of Fame. I like pinball games. That's a pretty cool one. And the one I got in there right now in the PSPs, and this is the latest one I picked up, Sega Genesis collection. So I'm a huge Sega Genesis fan, or Sega fan in general. And then, oh yeah, this is when we get into the movies. This one I hardly ever watch, but my daughter watches it more than I do. Or at least she used to. This is Herbie Reloaded. Um, yeah, fully loaded. Sorry. And then Mr. and Mrs. Smith, self-explanatory. Hackers, cool classic. And then you got Flight Plan. It's kind of an interesting movie. And a lot of these UMD videos is what they're calling them. You could probably pick them up for like $2 or $3 at a pawn shop or something. Oh, this disc just fell right out. All right, and this is, yeah, Brothers Grimm. Oh, that's why the clip broke on it. But yeah, I might as well just show what it looks like in there. You get like a little slip of paper. So yeah, this is kind of just the PSP. So it's a powerful system for its time. Really underrated system, I would say. And you could probably go on eBay right now, buy one for $20 to $30 with probably no games. You know, maybe someone would throw in 2 or 3 games. Oh yeah, another thing I should point out before we close this video out, the batteries. And I had like a little Sony wall charger. You just clip this in and put it in the wall. My daughter has the other PSP because I bought 2 of them at the time. And I don't know what she did with the wall charger, but I just plugged this in. This is an aftermarket battery just because it came with this cover. Because I had 2 actually I have like 4 or 5 batteries now. But because I swapped them out a lot of the times back in the day, I broke the little pieces off the cover. But the aftermarket one kind of fits on there, but it's like $5 with the battery. The battery is defective, but I got it working, you know. Hence if you see the tape on it. But anyways, yeah, that's a PSP, just an underrated system, and better than the original DS. So yeah, definitely, it's cheap to collect for, so I definitely recommend it. And yeah, thanks for watching. You know, rate, comment, subscribe, and just to let you know, I'm running a kind of like a contest, really. If you hit the like button and then subscribe, and then it helps to even leave a comment. Once I hit 500 subscribers, as long as you're subscribed and you have liked one of my videos, then you're in the running for a $25 iTunes gift card, and then I'll announce the winner once I hit the 500 mark. All right, you guys have a good one.